salmon with broccoli and potatoes.
Yes, ma'am. We've got it cooking. Everything's in either on the stove or in the oven. And we were going to talk a little bit about why we are doing this. We are both the cooks in our families, and we are trying to make healthier meals, and so that our families are healthier. And we've talked about that salmon, broccoli, and potatoes are inexpensive. In this meal alone, we've got half of our total daily protein intake. We should be eating 50 to 60 grams of protein per day, and this meal has a whopping like 32 grams of protein. This meal is also low carbohydrate. So carbohydrates give us energy and fuel. But if we take too many carbohydrates and we have too much fuel, extra fuel can turn into fat. So this is low carb, and that means we should have 100 to 150 grams of carbs per day, and this meal is very low carb. My plate shows a diagram of what each of our daily meals should have, the proportions of protein, grains, fruits, and vegetables. And today we're doing pretty good. Our protein is our fish, our salmon. Our vegetable is the broccoli, and we're going to think about our potatoes as the grains, even though it's really a vegetable. It's a starch, like the grains are a starch. So you've got your broccoli out. You've drained your broccoli. Good. Yeah. And so now we can kind of chop it up in our, did you keep it in your hot pot?
Yes.
Can you, does your pot have a lining? Or can you chop in that pot without distressing the lining of your pot? Yeah. Okay, good. So that's what I like to do. I like to chop up my broccoli now and put my seasonings in it. And what do you like to season your broccoli with?
Sometimes I like to put, I know it's not regular, but sometimes ketchup. But salt, pepper, and stuff.
You know what? Ketchup is something that I learned about putting on broccoli, along with the seasoning cumin, which sometimes people find in chili, so I don't think that's irregular at all. Today with this fish, we might want to do something different. So I like to put just a little bit of butter, of real butter. Do you have something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of butter, and then I'm going to do some lemon juice, and that's all I'm going to do, and maybe some pepper.
Okay.
So now we'll get to doing that. And soon as we've chopped up our broccoli, we're going to pull out our fish and our potatoes from the oven and show those off. Basically just chopping up my broccoli. We have steamed it. I've got 1 inch of water for 3 minutes.
Okay.
It's nice and still nice and green. Not too overcooked. So it still has retained its minerals. Shay, do you want to repeat how we did the potatoes for the recording, or are you too busy?
I can do it.
Okay, great.
So what we did, we put some oil on it. What kind of oil was it?
The olive oil.
Yeah, olive oil. and some salt and pepper
Uh-huh.
and some garlic salt.
Mm-hmm.
And then we mixed it all around. And so we can make sure it's all got oil and stuff on there. And then we put it in, we had to preheat the oven to 370.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then we put
And it cooked for about, it's been in the oven about 40 minutes. And we had different potatoes, but the thing that was similar about them was that they were small. And we decided to cook them in their jackets or in their, we didn't peel them because the peeling is where a lot of the vitamins and minerals are. Washed them real good. And I think both of our potatoes might be organic, so there's not too many pesticides. And we also limited our salt. We only put 1/4 teaspoon salt because about how we're only supposed to have a teaspoon of salt a day for all of our meals. So we tried to limit how much salt we put in our potatoes. So how do your potatoes look, Shay?
Okay. I think, okay. These are my potatoes.
They're gorgeous. Lovely. And let's see your broccoli.
This is the broccoli.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Now you can keep it warm by covering it if you'd like back and take it off the heat so it doesn't cook anymore, but you can keep it covered and that'll keep it warm while our fish continues to cook. And Shay, if you want to raise the heat on your oven, you can do that too. Why don't you raise it to like 425, and that'll help the fish keep on cooking fast. So here's the basically what we did. We preheated the oven. We actually did it to 375. We didn't do it as high as this, but to start with our potatoes. But now we have raised it high. And we worked on our potatoes first, and this is what we did. We just washed them, did just as Shay said, and we went on and put them in the oven. And then with our broccoli, we cut it into spears, and we only put 1 inch of water in our cooking pots. And once we loaded up once we had our fish ready and in the oven, we started the broccoli, and we got it to boiling, and we cooked it for about 3 minutes. Then we drained it and chopped it up with our seasonings. And then our salmon. What seasonings did you use for your salmon? Did you? I can't remember.
I used the oil, the lemon, and the
dill.
The dill, yeah.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing.
But it's only on one side.
Okay.
But it's like the long way. It's like the long way though.
Okay. Well, good. So a couple of people can try it with dill, and you'll get a taste. You'll try it yourself, I hope.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. So those are our recipes. So now maybe we could check our fish again. You think we've let it cook a little longer than maybe enough time?
Well, mine's is popping in the oven.
It's popping?
Mm-hmm. What is it?
I can smell the dill. So we're going to look, I looked in between the flakes to see if it was about the same color throughout. It looks like mine could cook a little bit longer, but you know what I'm going to do is, because our fish is different widths.
This is mine.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Do you think it needs to cook a little longer?
Well, let me show you. See how mine has still a little pink right there? What we could do is I can put this back, and we can go ahead and eat this part that's real thin, because it's not really cooked throughout. And then once we cut it, we put the other back in the oven just for a few minutes until it's all the same color throughout. So check your thickest part and see what you think. If it's still a little pink, you might want to put it back in. But see, this is fully cooked. There's no pink there. And this is on the thinner part of the fish. Now, I don't like to eat the skin. I don't know that many people do. So I just carefully scoop up the flesh of the fish from the skin, which is pretty easy to do. So here are my 2 portions, one for me and one for my husband. That might be a little, I think that's probably a little less than 4 ounces each, but we might go back for some seconds. About a cup of potatoes, which I'm thinking is about 4 potatoes. And then finally, our broccoli. And we looked at about a half a cup of broccoli, but you can do a little bit more. So here's what I'm going to eat tonight. How do you, I want you to be sure you let me know what your family thinks of this meal. How do you feel about it?
It's my first time cooking it. I feel like it's gonna be delicious. Very good.
Well, you have been a calm and confident cook in your kitchen. It's obviously not your first rodeo, your first supper that you have made, and it's been a joy to cook alongside you. You got any other tips for us, Shay?
One thing for the broccoli.
What's that?
You can add cheese.
Okay. Even cheddar is excellent on broccoli.
Yeah, I might add cheddar cheese to it.
So let me know how it all comes out, okay?
Okay.
So we'll sign off so you can serve your meal and I'll serve mine, and we'll talk again soon.
Okay.
Think about what you want to cook next.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye.